So as I was saying, when I make sure that the stream is actually back. Great. So as I was saying, is if Alarak and Diablo stand on top of each other, when Alarak combos, Diablo gets free follow-up on that. And that might have just happened right here. Or been attempted to happen, but then the Diablo just doesn't follow up. Yep. So there's no comms going on between this team. No synergy at all between their chain CC. Just standing there, throwing spells at each other, playing some ARAM. Just playing some ARAM at BlizzCon. Definitely not tilted right now. Nope, definitely not tilted. That's not me being tilted. Alright, back to the ARAM. Lots and lots of ARAM. More ARAM. More ARAM. Alright. Great. And Tempo decides to force the health back, finally. And Diablo is... What is Diablo doing this entire time? So he sees a Junkrat W here, but that shouldn't zone him. But he decides to run all the way around here, and he's even spotted by that grenade. So he's not even going to be able to get it on the point in time. I mean, that's still fine. You put your Diablo on the point, and then you team fight, but your Alarak's already dead. So it's not fine. What happened to Alarak? He just missed his combo on a ball, she just walked out of it. I mean, there's just no synergy. Like, the entire point of an Alarak combo, or a Maiev, heroes like that, is you combo your CC with your team. You don't just go in by yourself and do it whenever. You use your abilities in conjunction with each other. So you Alarak combo into something else. You don't just Alarak combo and then say, haha, I got a 30 or HP on a Vala. That's useless, because then if Ron presses Q one time, your cooldowns are completely wasted. She was de-shielded while she was strafing, but I don't know. It's just bad. The Alarak pick doesn't do anything if you're not going to coordinate your CC. This isn't Hero League. This isn't Quick Match. You can't just go in, throw your combo at somebody, and then wait 12 seconds. Now Tempo has a 20 advantage. Push them into the point. Junkrat has a free angle to just spam forever. And even with this Dragon, Tempo should just walk away here. Because even down 20, Dragon can still win this fight. There's the Alexstrasza ultimate to extend the Dragon, so she comes down and gets a second W off. But it doesn't matter. The fight's already over. Alright, whatever. So, let's pull up groups and do predictions for tomorrow, I guess. So, I mean, lucky for Tempo that they're not in the same group as the one, because then they might not even go to the playoffs, like how Leftovers is. I mean, Leftovers and Tempo just both looking pretty bad. The one, at least, they're playing well enough that they're able to take games off of the teams that aren't respecting them, which is at least decent. I can give them that credit. But yeah, I feel like if Tempo played against the one, they might lose, just like how Leftovers lost. So, predictions. Oh, isn't this great too? Every single secondary stream game doesn't even have a watch link that goes straight to a YouTube VOD. That's pretty insane, actually. Production value. So, Genji wins. Miracle wins. Team Liquid wins. Actually pretty good game to watch. And actually the only good game to watch of the day tomorrow, so, wow. That's pretty good. And all of these ones are on days where there's no double stream. I don't know why there can't be more or less minor region / Chinese team games here. I mean, I guess Heroes Hearth and the One could be interesting to watch, because they might be evenly matched. But yeah, Dig vs Tempest, good to watch. This would be okay to watch. Everything else will just be a stomp, because the teams are not good. And then And Tempest is gonna win this. Hero's Heart's macro is good, but their team fighting is bad. Genji Miracle will be good too. I don't know. It's just why are matches like Dig Leftovers or I don't know, I guess Leftovers Tempest, stuff like that happening on the second stream. No more everybody loses game? No, this is an everybody loses game. They're still uploading the games? Well, for some reason, they uploaded the games on the main stream a lot faster than the second stream, which is very interesting. They get prioritized in being casted, and then they get prioritized in being uploaded as well. Interesting. Interesting bias there. Bias. That's a pretty strong word for whatever. What is basically whateverness. Oh, Worlds is starting soon, League of Legends. I guess I'm staying up pretty late today. Good thing that tomorrow there won't be very many games to actually analyze, because 4 of these are just non-games anyway. Last one half an hour ago? Okay. I mean, I guess they have, like, limited internet at BlizzCon or something. Limited upload speed to upload to YouTube. Or is that just a limitation on YouTube? I'm not actually sure. Cat hair in my glass. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to be staying up till 5 AM again, but that's fine. League of Legends Worlds, pretty interesting stuff. If you're interested in MOBAs or watch League of Legends, go watch that. Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like the priorities are not in place. Maybe their OBS is crashing right now. Ugh. Alright, so it's decent. After 2 days, you can really I mean, this is the majority of the matches, but after 2 days, you can really tell. You can really tell which teams are not going to the playoffs, just looking at the numbers, and which ones are. I thought I would make more of a real statement there, but then I looked at the match record and I realized that saying that doesn't mean anything, because anyone could just look at the numbers anyway. But even then, you can tell. Tempo Storm's out in quarterfinals. The One is out in quarterfinals. Heroes Hearth and Liquid also probably out in quarterfinals, unless something ridiculous happens. Best of 3 cheeses. So it's going to be... one big thing is Genji actually dropped a game to Miracle, I think. Or who did they drop a game to? Who did Genji drop a game to? Because it's actually a big deal that they dropped a game. Because the thing is Genji and Dignitas could play against each other in the semifinals. And that's actually not good for one of those teams. So maybe Genji is just... I don't know. I mean, maybe if one team has a very strong read on the strength level of the other team, then they could say, alright, we're just going to... And they want to screw them over, because there's no reason to do it actively. I mean, one of those teams, if this does end up happening and these two teams face each other in the semifinals, one of those teams will just be sad. Because they won't get to the finals. No double elimination bracket, no anything. Just Genji happened to drop a game in groups, and Dignitas didn't. I mean, maybe Dignitas will intentionally drop a game just to go into second seed as well. Or maybe, I don't know. Genji can 2-0 Miracle and then still be first seed. That's fine too. But it would be unfortunate for the 2 best teams of the tournament, most likely, to go against each other in semis. But also not sure which teams are actually the 2 best teams. Going into it, you say Dignitas, Genji, but Dig hasn't played Tempest, and Genji hasn't played Miracle, and that'll really show which are the best teams going into it, into playoffs. So we haven't seen that yet. None of the top 2 teams in either of the groups have played against each other, so can't be sure yet. Let's see. Anything else to talk about? Anyone have any questions or comments after I lost 60% of viewers because of first world internet. Nice. I don't know if you guys can even see my thumbs up. Nice. Good stuff, internet. I'm gonna give them a call. Give them a call as soon as I'm done streaming. And, I mean, especially because tomorrow is going to be really short, and Sunday's going to be really short. If you missed stuff, you can watch the VODs on Twitch. You just click on the VODs button. Yeah, Gen G dropped a game to Team Liquid. So you can watch the VODs. Did analysis for day 1. This is analysis for day 2. And there's the VODs for that. I did start it. I mean, I guess I started it early, / they ended late today. So a lot of people were finishing watching the Team Liquid vs Tempo Storm series before they came to watch my stream. So yeah, just go watch the VODs if you missed stuff. I'll be doing analysis for tomorrow, and then Sunday, and then whenever BlizzCon is, wherever that is on the schedule. I don't know. Maybe nope. I don't know. When is BlizzCon actually? Next week? If it's not too raw still, consider commentating last playoffs versus Team Freedom, Game 5 decider on Towers. The Game 5 is not worth commentating. We just lost the draft. They had a Diablo Tyrande that one-shot our Vol every time. And we couldn't really do anything. And they had a Zeratul. I mean, they just had a better draft. Game 3 we should have won for sure, and we threw. And then Game 4 we were winning, and then we threw. I don't know. I could analyze it, I guess. But I am still a bit salty about that loss still, but 2nd, 3rd of November, so yeah, a week. So next weekend. So I'll do analysis for that post matches or whatever on the weekend then. My eyes are really tired. I guess it does take more energy to actually analyze and talk than it does to just sit here and watch streams. Damn. So much hard work I'm doing. Yeah, I feel like we underperformed in the playoffs, and we were the better team. We were better than Team Freedom, and we were better than Tempo Storm. But we just didn't show up. Didn't play well. Had a lot of throws. What drafts do I think teams are hiding for BlizzCon? I think Kerrigan might just not be being picked. She started to be banned in the 2nd day, and she wasn't picked at all in the 1st day. I think she might still be a pick that increases in priority going into playoffs, and teams are hiding that. I think Medivh, for sure, will increase in priority. The matches between the top 2 teams, Medivh will 100% be 100% pick ban. And then for playoffs, especially, Medivh will go up. And then maybe Abathur stuff, if teams have prepped Abathur on more unconventional Abathur maps. Like Heroes Hearth had it banned against them by Dignitas on Dragonshire. That's an example of that. Other than that, let me pull up a list of heroes. Let me just launch the game. Look at a list of heroes. Yeah, we were 3-0 and then 3-1 against Tempo and Team Freedom. And we were scrimming against Heroes Hearth a lot, and we were winning most of our scrim matches against Heroes Hearth too. So sucks. Tyrael gets picked more? I don't think so for this tournament. I think Garrosh and Diablo are too high priority. And they both have good matchups against Tyrael already. I think Tyrael's fine as, like, the tier 2 tank pick for that kind of a thing, but let's open a loot box, too. Loot boxes. 2018 gaming. Alright, let me look at a list of heroes to see heroes that are under-prioritized. Let's see. Anna's been banned a couple times, specifically banned when the team had Li Ming. So that could happen. I think Falstad, they actually buffed his W cooldown by 1 or 2 seconds, and that made him a bit stronger. I think he could be picked. He hasn't been picked at all, and I think he's actually a decent global, specifically on maps where you need a global, or where you want a global. Only for that, because he's still vulnerable to Genji and stuff like that, and he still has lower DPS than a standard range like Raynor or Hanzo or Phoenix and stuff like that. And the other thing too is that Junkrat is also fills the same role as Falstad, and Junkrat's stronger than Falstad in a lot of situations. It would be like specifically for like Cursed Hollow, where Falstad could be viable to be picked. Cursed Hollow or maybe Sky Temple, where the global matters more in the early game. Maybe even Towers, where the global matters on Towers too. And Junkrat takes too long to get its global. So I could see Falstad. Kerrigan, I think she might go up and pick priority. Brightwing, maybe. On some global maps. The other thing too is that these are a lot of best of twos, so you don't see that many maps. So the map variety has been pretty low. I think the maps that have been played the most is like Infernal Shrines, Towers, and then one other map have been the 3 most played maps. Tychus to counter Diablo. Yeah, it's a decent matchup. I think you need more than Tychus. Like, Tychus, in addition to a Garrosh, can counter the Diablo decently. But Tychus has a lot of other weaknesses. Medivh, I already said. Maybe Vikings just as a cheese pick for the best of 3s. Where the weaker team in the best of 3 in playoffs just picks Vikings and cheeses with that. Yeah, Xera's already been decent priority. Like, on the maps where you can get to late game reliably, like Towers of Doom, Xera's a really strong pick, because he scales so hard. Just a 16 spike is insane. Like, he's... basically, Xera is a lot like Junkrat, where before level 10, all he wants to do is walk around and clear the minion waves. And then once they get level 10, they get a big teamfight spike, and then once they get level 16, they get another really big teamfight spike. Medivh seems to... yeah, he's already almost perma-banned, but 100% going into playoffs. Every single team that is going into playoffs should be able to play Medivh. And especially, like, going into semifinals, every single team will be able to play Medivh. The hero's just too strong. Let's see. Anything else interesting? Maybe Samuro as another cheese pick. There's probably going to be more Sergeant Hammer. Dignitas and Gen.G have already picked her a decent amount. And, I mean, she's still really, really strong. You can't early pick her because you get countered by the Chromie, but as a last pick or a second last pick, it's still just insane if the enemy team isn't able to counter her, which is kind of hard when you already have drafted your entire comp. Whitemane, yeah, I'm pretty surprised that Whitemane hasn't been picked more, because every time she's picked, she just looks pretty insane. Her healing output is just as good as a Malf, or just as good as a Deckard, and stuff like that, and then she has the armor, she has the cleanse, Anadol, we might. Specifically on, like, BOE, with the Li Ming, you might see an Ana pick. And then she has the armor ult. Like, I feel like Whitemane's really strong, and she's not being picked enough. Maybe Valeera on, like, D-Shire or something. Or Sky Temple is a pretty good map for her. That's pretty much it. Tracer's just bad at this point. She's just really weak. Blizzard has finally nerfed Tracer enough where she's not just disgusting and competitive, especially on 0 ping. Maybe more Stukov, if, Stukov would be specifically to punish Deckard, though. To punish his lack of cleanse, because Stukov has the best chains you see in the game. Maybe Zultank. Maybe some teams will do that. More double support? Maybe. Going into it, I was predicting that there would be double support with Brightwing, but now that I see how weak Brightwing's wave clear is, I understand why you wouldn't run that. I think it could still be viable on Cursed Hollow, maybe. Or maybe Sky Temple or something, but it's definitely not as strong as I expected it to be, just because her wave clear is so terrible. If Brightwing had good wave clear, she would definitely be a lot higher priority, because then she could be a real global, but as it is, she's not. Samuro, yeah, maybe as a cheese pick. But the thing with Stukov is Tyrande just hard counters him, because she cleanses his slow from his W, so you can't actually combo people until level 13. And she can interrupt your silence from long range too, so she just hard counters you completely. Any Mephisto, maybe specifically on Volskaya. I think that's the only map where he's good enough to pick. Because basically all that Mephisto's good at, and he's really good at, is 5v5s. If it's like a 2v2 or a 3v3, he's not good. If it's rotations and wave clear, he's not good. If it's doing merc camps or pushing buildings, he's not good. Sonya and Varian never seen again? Yeah, they're just bad. Sonya, I feel like Sonya at this point is just strictly worse than Kerrigan. And she's strictly worse than Maiev, and she has been strictly worse than Maiev for a while, but after the Kerrigan rework, I think that Kerrigan's strictly better than Sonya as well. And Malthael is even strictly better than her, so there's just no point to pick Sonya. She's just bad. And Varian is also just bad. Asmo's my highest level hero. Yeah, I used to be an Asmo one-trick back in 2016. It's been a long time since I've played him, though, recently. Like, I tried him a bit after the rework, said he's terrible, he's never seen in competitive still, because he's bad. And, yeah. Seymour Alrak? Probably not. I think that, unless you have some kind of a consistent one-shot off of the Alrak combo, he's just worse than a Thrall. Because Alrak's E and Thrall's Q do pretty similar things, but Thrall has better other stuff that he has. Like, Sunder is better than Counter-Strike, and Thrall has the level 7 Blood for Blood thing, which is insanely strong. It does 15% max health, and he gets healed for 150% of that. And it's on a really low cooldown, effectively. They don't come on... I mean, even when they do come online, they're not stronger than other heroes. Like, you can have a Zul'jin full stacked, and he's still worse than a Raynor. You still would rather have a Raynor, and you can have an Asmo full stacked, and you would still rather have, like, a Jaina or something. Rag was already... Yeah, Rag was broken before when his trait was on a lower cooldown and did more damage, and all of his damage numbers were higher, and all of his talents were stronger, and he had more HP, and he had more base damage. Rag got nerfed in basically every area. This isn't the year of melee assassins. I mean, it's the year of Maiev. Maev's been busted for the entire year. Maiev and Genji. Pretty sure, like, Maev's been 100% pick and ban in every single HGC league forever since she was released. Kerrigan's not OP right now. She's too squishy. She's way too squishy. Kerrigan basically... I can see, like, Kerrigan with main tank Uther, that works because you bring in the initiation from the Kerrigan rather than the Uther, because the Uther just can't do it. But Kerrigan needs double support, basically, to work. Mouth gets a gig every game? What does that mean? Maiev is bullshit? Yeah, she is. She is. Against a good Maiev player, there's no counterplay. And it's not about, in competitive, it's not about Maiev getting Q resets and doing a ton of AoE damage. It's about her being able to just blink onto somebody and isolate them with her tether and keep them out of position. It's not about getting... You never see in any of these competitive games a Maiev goes in, gets a 3-man tether, and kills their entire team. That doesn't happen. What happens is the Maiev goes on one person that's out of position, and then pulls them into the rest of her team, and the rest of her team follows up and one-shots them, and focuses them down. Her teleporter jump need longer cooldown. She needs less wave clear. That's what's broken about her. I don't know why she has the best wave clear in the game. Like, let's go try mode quickly. I don't know why she instantly clears a wave level 1. Oh, Malfurion, every game pick if not banned? No. Malfurion's worse than Tyrande, and he's like equal priority as Whitemane and Deckard. I mean, like...
Now is the time. A trial.
Alright, go away, heroes. Level 1, no talents. Wave clear. Like, what is this? So there's my E. That half shots the entire wave already. Like, what is this? This is a specialist.
Let's go.
Who's also a melee assassin, who's also really tanky, and has an invulnerability button. And has one of the best CC abilities in the game, with a massive, like, cleave area.
You incur my wrath.
It's just like, what? You're not even playing the same game when you have a Maiev on your team compared to when you don't. You're just not.
Vengeance will not
Because it's
wait.
not like, compared to a Zool. Zool has like similar wave clear to this, but Zool is at risk. If Zool walks up to the wave, you can go on him and kill him. Whereas if Maiev does it, you can't. And the other thing is Zool isn't a gank threat, so he clears the wave, and then he goes to the other wave and he clears it. He never threatens to kill you during that. Whereas Maiev, she clears the wave, she goes to another lane, you can die. So it's just ridiculous.
We have much work to do.
It's like if Genji could one-shot the wave with his E, so he just goes to the mid lane, E's the wave, one-shots it, and then goes and ganks. And then also while he's ganking, he insta-clears that wave too. And then pushes your wall. Because that's what she does, is she goes and she ganks, she kills somebody, and then she's like, oh hey, your minion wave? That's gone. Let's go push their wall.
Vengeance will not wait.
Let's just go start pushing, just go run down a wall. Let me take my level 1 talent. Oh, look at your wall. Doing 450 damage per auto attack, level 1. 8-second duration. Like, and then you could do that to a camp too. Maiev level 1 versus Night Camp. Hello there, Night Camp. Like, no other hero can do this in the game. No other hero can do this in the game. Go insta-clear the mid-wave, and then go to a Night Camp, and finish clearing the Night Camp solo before the second mid-wave is even there. No other hero can do this.
Deeds shall be remembered.
Obviously, you can't solo it completely at level 1. You need a hero to come in and help you finish off the last bit, or you need to press D to dodge some damage. Let's do it again, just with me pressing D,
On to the next
just to show that you can completely solo the wave. Level 1, completely solo the Night Camp, level 1 is Maiev. How do I respawn it? Do I need to just clear it first, and then it respawns? Yeah, let's just clear it. Like, Greymane can't do this nearly as quickly with this cooldown.
Let the hunt begin.
Alright, let's make sure I'm full
Cannot
HP.
be stopped. Returning to base.
Alright, this time I'll actually use my D while the range minion is alive, because that one does the
Now
most
is the
damage, and then I'll have it off cooldown again for second rotation. That was bad, I didn't even dodge any damage with that dump. Can't Greymane get the camp if he's full? I don't think so. You can go and try mode it quickly. I don't think he can, but maybe he can, too. Let's try it.
Future belongs to those who take it.
But maybe Greymane can do that, but he can't clear the wave and then go do that.
Be enlightened.
He barely does it? We'll see. So let's get rid of these guys because they're obnoxious. Okay, let's go Q, W, auto, no. Okay. Melee guys aren't hitting me as much as possible. Good. So I'm trying to just set it up so that only 2 of them are hitting me at a time, and one of them is walking around instead. As much as possible. Looks like Greymane does it barely. So yeah, Greymane can barely do it too. But the thing is, Greymane can do that, but Greymane can't do this. Which is run at a wave and instantly one-shot it. At no risk. Like, Greymane can run at the wave and kinda clear it, but then he's in melee. And you can gank the Greymane right now. And he has to wait for the second Q rotation to even clear it. Like, Greymane's wave clear is way slower, way more risky. It's the Shaman camp that he can't? Yeah, the Shaman camp is way stronger. Because on this Night camp, the ranged minion is the squishiest one, and the one that does the most damage. Whereas on the Shaman camp, the ranged one is the tankiest one, and the one that does the most damage. So, that's why you can't do that one. But I mean, that's the difference. And the other thing too is this is something that I said when I was doing the analysis. Is when the Maiev goes and does the camp, you don't know that she's on the camp unless you have Tron map hacks. So while she's on the camp, you're still to play safe because she could gank you and kill you in the side lane. So, Greymane, that doesn't happen. If Greymane goes and clears the mid lane, goes into Fog, you're like, okay, Greymane's in Fog, he's probably doing a camp. Maiev goes into Fog, you're like, she might be doing the camp, but I can't risk walking up in the lane and playing aggressively because she might gank me and kill me. So, the dogs did the most? No. It's not even close, I think. The ranged one does a lot more damage. Could go into a custom game right now. Just to show that. Let's go, Infernal.
None shall flee my grasp.
I'm pretty sure the ranged one does like triple the damage as the dogs, and has higher attack speed, or the same. Unfortunately, they haven't enabled sandbox mode on every map. Can only do sandbox mode on Cursed Hollow and Volskaya, which sucks, but whatever, we'll just wait a minute and a half.
Prepare yourselves for battle, heroes.
Fastest way to clear the Shaman camp? Just AoE down the dogs and then single target the... Yeah, you just have to two-man it. I don't think Maiev can even solo it. We can try. I think that camp is too strong, but you don't even want to be soloing the camp and doing it early, because you want to be timing it with the shrine.
Seconds.
Pretty much entirely.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We have much work to
Let the battle begin.
Artanis can? Yeah, Artanis probably can with his shields, just because he has permanent shield sustain. But he also does it way more slowly. Illidan probably can too, but they do it so much more slowly. They do it at half the speed that a Maiev or a Greymane would. And they have terrible wave clear, and they're just bad heroes in general. So. Let's look at minion stats too. So 20 attack, 0.67 attack speed, 1000 HP. 17 attack on the mage, 0.67 attack speed, 500 HP. And 40 attack, 0.67 attack speed, 660 HP. Interesting. Alright. 30 attack, 1.0 attack speed, 2000 HP. 103 attack, 0.8 attack speed. So yeah, 3 times the damage, but slightly slower attack speed. And 2.5 times the HP. So let's try and solo this.
vengeance will
Ping,
not
please.
wait.
Alright, whatever. There, I dodged 2 damage there. Good. Alright, yeah, Maiev can solo it. Level 1.
Let's
It's
go.
just, this talent is insane. This talent is disgusting. Because it works on PvE. Compared to Cassia's level 1 talent that only works on heroes. Yeah, that wasn't even close. That was a lot easier than the normal light camp, actually. Oh, there's your mini wave. Now it's gone. Now I'm gonna go roam. Into Fog of War. Meanwhile, a hero's stuck here, clearing this wave out. Now you get 2v1 or 3v1 in this other lane.
We have much work to do.
Used to deal extra damage too? Maybe. I don't remember.
Will be active soon. Steel
I
yourselves,
must
heroes.
retreat for now.
What's the brawl? Okay. So yeah. If Miracle and Genji 1-1, then Miracle will be first seed. And then same with Dig Tempest. Better off if her W didn't cleave to minions or PvE in general. I just reduce the damage of her E. Make it do like, because I'm pretty sure before they had her E do double damage to heroes, so that she couldn't wave clear with her E as easily. And then they decided to buff the E damage and remove that limitation, something like that. Like, all I have to do, let's pull up this, the base stats. So here's my Ev's E damage. So this is 180 damage twice. And we saw when we looked in the game, melee minions have 1000 HP, range minions have 660, mage minion has 500. So this is 360 damage, which is 40% of the melee minion and half of the range minions. Just make this do half damage to minions. Make this do quarter damage to minions. Make this not do damage to minions. Do something. Don't just sit there and let her be 100% pick and ban rate insane hero for the entire time since she's released. Because, like, maybe if this was her only way to damage minions, and then her W just didn't damage minions, and her Q just couldn't damage minions, and that's fine too. But she can just insta-clear a wave at no risk. And she's the only hero in the game that can do that. That can also have a gank threat, and can also do camps really fast, and can also teamfight really well, and also scales really well. And her 4 makes it even more nuts. Yeah, this. It's just even more free wave clear. I mean, sure, why not? Why would you ever take this garbage talent, or whatever this quest does? 15% damage is what? 15% is 15 plus another 7.5 plus another half of that, so 22.5, so like 33 extra damage. So this talent, when you get this initial reward of 15% damage bonus, this is still only 66% of this 50 physical damage. Is it just 22? Yeah, it's just this by itself is just terrible compared to this, even if you get this reward. And you have to get this reward, which is still hard by itself. Like, you have to get 33% damage bonus to do the same amount as this. And total damage bonus you can get is 45%. So you need to hit 3 heroes, 1, 20%, 2, 25%, 3, 30%, 4, 35%. You need to hit 3 enemy heroes with a Q 5 times. To get the same amount of value as this talent. Why would you ever take the quest? The max is 30%? That's not how it seems to be worded. Because it says you get 15% and then an additional 5%. Oh, no, it just caps at 30? That's hilarious. Then it's just worse. That's hilarious. You could literally full complete this quest, hit 4 heroes with a single Phantom Knives, and it's still worse than just taking this talent. That's hilarious. And I mean, you can say, oh, but Prismat, this gives the Q damage bonus rather than the area of effect around you. And I'm like, okay, I don't care. That doesn't matter. This gives you wave clear. That's what you care about. Yeah, you might not be in melee range of the people that you tether into you and then Warden's Cage. You might not be in melee range of them. You might not be in melee range of the minion wave that you're clearing right now. Or the merc camp that you're clearing. Or the building that you're sieging. Sure. Alright. So, talked about why my Ev is broken. Talked about some other stuff. Pretty good. They nerfed her Q 3 times. And didn't update the hounds, yeah. Go sleep for day 3. Well, I'm watching Worlds, League of Legends Worlds now, so I'm not sleeping yet. At least not for another hour and a half. I'm not sleeping. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow at, 8 PM EST again. You guys can watch the VODs and stuff, all that, so. Alright. It was 180 on release. Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about my Ev on release, this was an 8-second cooldown. She had baseline, she had permanent, passive 10 armor, 10 or 15 armor. This did more damage. This did more damage. Her auto attacks did more damage. She had a lot more HP. This was on a 10-second cooldown. This was on like an 80-second cooldown or something. She had way more attack damage, a lot more HP. 10 base armor. Again, just to repeat that, 10 passive armor. Absolutely hilarious. See you guys later, tomorrow.